Hey! Oh, sugar lumps. Hello. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to SD Productions Gaming. Hope you're all well tonight, guys. Right, okay, we have got technical problems as per usual. So this may end up being an absolute flop, but we're going to give it a go. Anyway, right, so let's get on with it. Tonight we have got, hopefully, with a bit of luck, this lot coming up for you. We've got Q1 for Super Sport on the way, Q1 and Q2. And then we've got free practice 3 for the Superbikes and the qualifying for those. Then the Ducatis and then the Superbikes back once again. So that is what we've got coming up. So Q1 riders for Super Sport. Let's see. I'll tell you what, I don't know how many people are turning up actually. Super Sport. Oh my days. Right. Okay, ladies and gents, you're going to have to bear with me once again because the technology is already pissing me off. Right, so what we're going to do. Right, we're going to abandon the Super Sport Q1 and Q2. So it'll just be one big session for Super Sport. So all Super Sport riders, get yourselves in the lobby because I do not know how many people turn up. That's my own fault. So everyone, Super Sport, get yourselves in the lobby. We're just going to do one 15-minute session because, well, there might just be each on the technology. Okie dokie, so that's what we are going to do. So I have got some notes. I've tried to come prepared tonight. As you can see, the software is just not working. I do not know what is going on. Please bear with me. It looks like I've frozen. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so bear with me. I don't know what is going on with the technology, so please bear with me on that one. Okay, so what we're going to do is set this up. Okay, so we should be just about ready to rock and roll. Give me 2 minutes, everybody. Okay, right. Hello, I'm back. Apologies. Right, so everybody is just about ready to rock and roll. Oh my days, right. Apologies again, ladies and gents. I'm not going to say it anymore tonight, but we have got technical issues, as I'm sure you can see. There we go. Laptop's just absolutely cacking itself. Fantastic. Oh, there we go. Now the timetable's popped up. Brilliant. Okay. We'll take a deep breath. There we go. Okay, right. So, okay, we're 25 past. Let's get going with this one then. Yeah, this software is proper playing up tonight. Like I say, apologies for that. Can't do anything about it. Technology's wonderful when it works. So we may get graphics tonight, we might not. But we'll certainly do our best for you guys to bring you a fantastic stream as per usual. Let's see if we can get this one to, oh my days, yeah, please bear with us, the software is now absolutely cacked itself. Oh, okay, bit awkward. See what it does. Just saying. Oh yeah, you guys can't see that. Nope, get out, lovely. Right, so we may have to relocate in the commentary box. I don't know if that's going to be possible, but we'll certainly give it a go. Try and bring you the best stream possible. We will see what we can do. Hopefully the gameplay's okay. If not, then blame the internet. That's all I'm going to say. Right. I think these are the 8 that are turning up tonight. That's absolutely fine. So we will... Right, I am going to actually relocate with the laptop because this is taking the biscuit. Watch this now. I'll relocate over here and it will work fine. Yes, we've gone portable. We have gone portable with our streaming device. I like it. There you go. See, it's worked. Of course it has. Right, that's just taking the piss, isn't it? Okay. See, we can make this portable. We can take the keyboard off. can do all that. Right, so, yeah, this could be interesting. I might just have to stand up for the whole broadcast. Okay, let me see what we can do with that. Who's joined now? Is that one of ours? Nope. Okay, hello. Yes, we're on the move. That's what we've done there. We are, Scott. We are indeed in the West Wing. Right, let's go with this one. Excuse me. Hopefully this will work. Right, Q1. No, just qualifying for Supersport is on the way next. Hopefully. Okay, I don't know what's... That's actually not a bad idea, Connor, to be fair, mate. We might do that. Well, everybody's in, so that's all good. Right. Okay, how's the stream for people? Can we have some feedback? How's the stream? Everything okay? Can't see what's going on screen, so you'll have to bear with me. Well, let's get qualifying done then for Super Sport, and we'll see how this looks and goes. But yeah, thank you very much, Jamie, for that. Okay, right, well, let's see how this goes then. Again, I do massively apologise, ladies and gents, but technology is technology, so we'll try and provide a good stream, but I don't know if we will certainly do our best for this one. So, let's have a look. Who's first out on second? We've got Vinny in tonight. Fantastic, awesome stuff. So, let's see how this one goes then. 12 minutes, no, 15 minutes of qualifying action for the Supersport runners. So, if you just joined us, we're not having this traditional Q1 and Q2 format. Technology's playing up, and we don't have enough riders to warrant to do that. So we will go with that. We may do the same for Superbike riders. So Superbike riders, be prepared. This could be the same format that you guys will have. Could be a 15-minute session. So be prepared for that one. Right. Okay. Let's crack on with this one then. 13.5 minutes remaining already of this one. And first rider out on track is Vinny, who we didn't see yesterday. He was attempting to join us, but unfortunately he couldn't get in, which was a bit of a shame for the Grilla Yamaha R6 rider. So let's see whether he can get a good session in under his belt tonight. I'm sure he will have a good session. The number 54 Yamaha then into Coram he goes, runs a little bit wide, off the circuit he goes. And that is unfortunate for Vinny, but he's back on and into Murray's he goes now. Right, looks like the software has decided to sort itself out, which is all good. Okay, here we go. Let's crack on. Over the line then goes Vinny. First lap time, 149.5 for Vinny. Who's gone top? Jordan's gone top, 148.0, ahead of Liam on a 148.1. Because I'm organised, ladies and gents, I've wrote the lap times down from yesterday. Oh, Vinny tips off there into Montreal. Lap times yesterday, Connor was fastest on a 146.2. Ahead of Neil and Liam in the 146.6s, 146.7s. They were very close on the lap times yesterday, so we'll see whether they can get towards the sharp end of the action in qualifying here today. Right then, let's get Connor through the bomb hole and in towards Coram. I can tell you, ladies and gents, for the Superbikes, we will not have Dylan for free practice 3 and qualifying. He has got other commitments to attend to outside of the academy. We may get him for the race, not sure yet. Right, here we go. Connor up towards the line, then over the line goes the Honda rider, and that's 150.9 for the number 9 championship leader coming into this one. I can tell you that Connor has a 48-point advantage ahead of teammate Liam, who in turn is 20 points ahead of Scott in P3. So there you go. That is the state of play as we come into this round. Right, I think everything has just settled down a bit now, so that is all good. Fantastic stuff. So, let's... Oh, dearie mate, Jordan has tipped off there at the bomb hole. Sorry, ladies and gents, just trying to... There we go. Lovely stuff. Right. Okay, we are well underway with this one. as we have got some respectable lap times coming in now. We've got Liam on top, 147.179, 147.4 for Neil Jordan, rounding out that front row at the moment on a 148.0. Scotty Too Hotty on row number 2. What time did Scott do yesterday? 148.1 for Scott. Only did FP1 because he had to dash off before FP2. But Scott was in P7, so he wouldn't have made it to Q2. So we'll see whether he can up his pace today. I'm sure he will find some more pace in the HPR Honda. So it's Scott, Ash and Vinny on that second row at the moment, with Connor and George on the third row of the grid. And we'll be expecting George and Connor to shoot up the order as we get George over the line now. And goes P2 on a 147.361. George managed a 147.0 yesterday in free practice. So we'll see whether George can get down to that sort of pace as the session goes on. But Connor's coming up to the line now, ladies and gents. Over the line he goes and goes top, 147.087. That is 0.8 shy of what he managed in both practice sessions yesterday. So then, early running of this one, the two APR Hondas out front. Coming up next, ladies and gents, we have got free practice 3 for the Superbikes, followed by a 15-minute qualifying session. So we are going to scrap Q1 and Q2 due to low numbers. And we'll just have the 115-minute session. Oh, excuse me. Right, down towards Agostini then for Connor. He's going nearly 2/10 up on this lap, so we'll see whether Connor can improve his lap time. Whereabouts is Liam on the circuit? Just coming up towards the line now, so we'll get him over the line as he flashes past that commentary point now. And apparently there's a 147.449 as Neil goes up to second place. 147.165 for the KRP Racing Yamaha. Goes onto that front row. Rounded out yesterday on the combined standings in P2 in the combined standings. So good work that from Neil. 4/10 off the pace, but not too far behind as Connor into Brundle and Nelson, and into the medical centre he swiftly goes. He tucks the front into the chicane. Unlucky that for Connor. Right then, George up to P4 now, 147.3. Just got Neil up ahead. He's going to use him for a bit of a slipstream. Is he up towards the line? Will this be an improvement for George? It will indeed. A 147.083. George goes to the top of the times. That's his fastest lap of the weekend. George on to provisional pole position on the AMI Electrics MV Augusta. Good lap that from the number 17. Great work that from George as Connor goes on to another lap. And Neil and George circulating together. But good to see Neil getting on that podium this weekend. He's certainly got the pace and got the capabilities to run at the sharp end. So we'll see what he can do this weekend. And last time we were here, ladies and gents, it was Liam that took the double. Oh, in the sprint and the feature race here at Snetterton. So can Liam do the same again this weekend? I'm sure he will be hoping to. So he could just claw some points back on his teammate and championship leader, Connor. Into Murray's goes Liam, and down he goes. Tucks the front at Murray's there on the APR Honda. Jordan, let's have a bit of a word about Jordan. Had a good season so far up to now. He's done a fantastic job and has been, well, he's got his first win. He's been hovering around the podium quite a few rounds. He obviously won the feature race, at Cadwell Park. Had tips off there at Richie's. A little slight rise of being caught out a little bit in this one, struggling for a bit of grip. The lap times are a little bit off what they were at yesterday. Let's have a look then at Scotty Too Hotty as he goes in towards Williams. Just shy of 7 minutes remaining of this session as Scott now heads down towards Brundle and Nelson. Let's get his next set time up now. 6/10 up at the moment is Scott, who is Superbike bound for Season 2. So we'll see what Scott can do this season. Still lying third in the standings, not too far ahead of Neil, who is in P4. I think there's about 25 points between those guys. So we'll see whether Neil can eat into that advantage as Connor's gone top, 146.322. That's only a tenth off what he did yesterday. And speaking of off, Scott has flown off the HPR Honda at Murray. Just clipped the grass there. That would have put him P5. Good improvement that would have been for Scott. As we have a look now at the SDPG Racing Suzuki of Ash. Currently get your teeth in. Currently sat in P7 at the moment. Out of Murray's then. Who's he got up ahead of him? Was that Jordan just up ahead of him? No, it's Neil just up ahead. As over the line goes Neil. And Neil goes into P2, 146.607. That is Neil's PB lap of the weekend. So, wow, top two really getting down to some sort of pace now. That's good to see. 5.5 minutes remaining of qualifying then for the Supersport runners. Into Agostini then. 3.5 tenths up is Scotty Too Hotty. We'll keep an eye on his progress throughout the session. Let's have a look at Vinny then. At 149.2 is his fastest lap so far. I'm sure he'll be looking to improve that if he can. As into Murray's then he goes now. Nicely done. Into the final corner. And up towards the line goes the number 54. Let's see if he can get closer to Ash with this lap. Oh, he has improved. 149.103, so he has got a bit closer. That's through Richie as he goes and on to another lap. Nicely done through Montreal, then goes Vinny on the power. In towards Palmer. Connor has set a blistering lap time there, a 146.131. Liam now onto the back end of that front row with excuse me, 147.032 for Liam on that lap. Let's go for a rundown of the order then at this present moment. So we got Connor, Neil, and it's Neil into Murray's there. Gets the bike a little bit lively. So it's Connor, Neil, and Liam your front row with George, Jordan, and Scott row number 2, and Ash and Vinny rounding out the runners and riders in this one. Only 8 riders this weekend in Super Sport. That's no problem. Obviously, people are very busy with their lives outside of SDPG. So we're not expecting big turnouts now for the rest of the season, but hopefully we'll have some good numbers. We keep our fingers crossed. Right then, as through Montreal and into Palmer's goes Neil. Oh, just on the grass there through Palmer. And he will go on to another flying lap. Just shy of 3 minutes remaining of this one. Connor has run wide at Brundle and Nelson. Well, half a second clear of the pack at the moment as we get Liam now into Montreal. So just a reminder, ladies and gents, if you have just joined us, Ash has gone up to P6 with that latest lap, 147.397. Yes, so you just joined us. Supersport qualifying has just been condensed into one session, and Superbikes will get the same treatment. So Superbikes will run with a 15-minute qualifying session. That's a 15-minute qualifying session where everyone will be in that session. That'll help us gain a bit of time as well, but we've got some technical problems tonight, so we'll try and get through the stream as quick as we can, and due to potential low numbers we will run just a one 15-minute session for Super Bikes, and that will follow after free practice 3, which is on the way very shortly. Right then, so Connor still half a second clear of Neil as he goes through Hamilton now. Very close between Liam and George. Whereabouts is George? Through Coram he goes now. Flicks it left into Murray's. On the power. This is where the MV will struggle on the straights. Not the most powerful Super Sport bike out there, but over the line goes George. Doesn't make any improvements on that lap. Let's get Jordan then through Williams and down the back straight for the number 23 with just shy of 2 minutes remaining of qualifying then for the Supersport runners, and he's 2 tenths up at the moment. What time's he done? We'll be close with George if he can keep this one going. Through the bomb hole then and in towards Coram goes the number 23 of Jordan then. Nicely done. Let's see what this lap time will be as he's about to come into Murray's and in towards the start-finish straight. Let's see whether this is going to be an improvement for the number 23. He heads up towards the line now. Is this going to put him towards the head of the second row? Over the line he goes. and no improvement on that lap. Just lost it all in the final sector. Well, we've got a minute remaining then of qualifying for the Supersport class. Scott has made an improvement from yesterday by quite some margin there. I think 6 tenths he's improved by. 6-7 tenths, yep. Good stuff that from Scotty to Hottie then. So let's go for a rundown of the current order of the grid for tomorrow. Then we've got Connor, Neil and Liam, your front row, with George, Jordan and Ash on the second row, with Scott and Vinny rounding out the runners and riders for this one. Over the line goes Vinny. No improvement on that lap. 30 seconds remaining then of the only qualifying session for the Supersport runners. We are looking for a change in format for Supersport in Season 2. We will keep you guys updated when we have any updates to bring you. But yes, we've been discussing today in HQ, and we may do this sort of thing, this sort of format for the Supersport class next season, and run a sprint race on on a Monday. Why not? As checkered flag is now out for the Supersport runners. I do apologise, technology is a little bit behind. There we go. So these are the grid positions then for tomorrow's opening race. The sprint race will be Connor, Neil and Liam, your front row, with George, Jordan and Ash on the second row of the grid, with Scotty to Hottie and Vinny rounding out the runners and riders in this one. Right then, so that is Supersport done. And well, what a session that was. Connor back on the pole position, where he has been for most of the season, not going to lie. Half a second clear of Neil, with Liam rounding out of row number 1. And then we've got George, Jordan, Ash, Scott and Vinny there, rounding out the runners and riders. Right, there we go. Lovely stuff. Okie dokie, so let's get free practice 3 set up then for the Superbike runners. Again, got the lap times ready to rock and roll. Wait for the game to load, it'll take a while. There we go, lovely. So, like I said in the Supersport session, there'll be no Dylan, certainly for the practice and qualifying. He's got other commitments outside of SDPG to take care of. And we may not see him out in the first race. Hopefully we will, for his championship sake. We'll get into that when we go with FP3 in a few moments' time for Superbike. Superbike riders, your lobby is now up. Get yourselves in, and we'll get this one underway sharpish, because there could be an early finish on the cards. Woohoo! Lovely stuff. Right, Superbike lobby is now up. Super Ted first in. He's committed, he's keen, he's raring to go. Right, so we will tell you what happened in free practice yesterday, just in case you missed it when we get going with this one. And we won't be too far away from the first Superbike session of the night. Looking forward to this one. Should be an absolute cracker. And let's not forget, ladies and gents, we've got the first Superbike race of the weekend coming up later on tonight. The final session of the night will be the opening Superbike race of the weekend. 8 laps for the Superbike riders will be contested later. Really excited for that one. Hopefully Dylan will be able to make it. If he does, he'll be starting from the back of the grid. So there we go. Right, who are we missing? So obviously missing Dylan, Mason Roth as well, and Joe. So we'll just give the riders a couple of minutes. Tell you what, we'll go to the next screen. We will go to the next screen. We'll get organised. We will get organised. Right, we'll give them a couple of minutes and then we'll get going with this one. Let's see. I've actually been organised. I've done notes. I've actually done homework. It's just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That is commitment. It's not how to do it, otherwise I'd end up well, not knowing who's where and what's where and why's, how's, maybes. You know what I'm trying to say. That even done more. That 2 notebooks. I mean, I've just got a tray next to me just stacked full of notebooks. It's unbelievable. Absolutely incredible work. Right. It's only free practice 3. Also not send Mason G, so I don't know if Mason's turning up. Oh, I thought that was Mason, Roth, or Joe. Okie dokie, so let's get rid of these. Right, okie dokie. Doesn't look like we're gonna see Mason or Joe in this one. So we will get going with this one then. It's only free practice 3 for the Superbikes, and then we'll have one 15-minute qualifying session for those guys coming up. Right then, ladies and gents, it is time to go. 10 minutes of free practice 3 then for the SDPG British Superbikes in association with Exact Moves. It's on the way next. Oh dear, apologies. Right, that's not worked. There we go. Right, okay, so technical issues again. That was really, really annoying, but we're back. We're ready. We're here. Free practice 3 for Superbikes. I do apologise. That may have just scared you all. That scared me as well. Right, okay. We may not show the mug again because that was rather. Oh, dearie me, that was not a good look, was it? I do apologise. You're seeing your tea, and that scared the hell out of you. Yes, so there was. We have sped things up a little bit, chaps. We've had some. Well, we've actually got ahead. We've had some delays with technology, so we've brought things forward. You guys are going to have one 15-minute qualifying session just after this. So there'll be no Q1, Q2. It'll just be one qualifying session for you guys. There we go. Right, everyone's up to speed. Lovely stuff. Okay, let's get this one underway then. Free practice 3 for the Superbike runners, and Super Ted is first rider out on the circuit. I do apologise, ladies and gents, but like you can see, we're having a few technical issues. It's a bit laggy on my screen, no idea why. Well, let's get Ted up towards the line. What time did Ted do yesterday? Super Ted did a 1:43.1 and goes for a 1:43.7 opening lap. Good stuff that from Super Ted. 3 riches he goes. Let's have a look. Jan was behind and looks like he's made a mistake on that lap. Brett, our championship leader, 1:43.952, has set a good lap there. What time did Brett do yesterday? Brett managed a 1:43.154 yesterday, so a little bit off the pace. It's only free practice 3, so we'll see what the riders can do. Charlie wasn't here yesterday, so we'll see whether what Charlie can do. Into Murray's he goes on the SDPG Racing Honda. 1:45.519 for Adam, goes into P3. Adam was on some good pace yesterday, 1:43.486. Over the line goes Charlie, and 1:44.885 for Charlie, opening lap. Whereabouts is Jamie on the circuit? There's Jamie, just over the line, 1:47.656 on the RD Racing Yamaha. Well, it's Super Ted at the Malted R5L Yamaha that is leading the FP3 session at the moment. So we'll see whether he can continue that. If you're wondering where Dylan is, Yorkshire's top rat is. Just got some other commitments outside of SDPG. So we will not be seeing him. We may see him for the race, but certainly will not be seeing him before practice and qualifying. Let's get Ted then up towards the line on the Malted R5L Yamaha. Over the line goes Ted, and does 143.417, getting down to pace pretty quickly on the Yamaha. Could he be in with a shout of pole position later on? Well, we will find out when we go with qualifying in about 10 minutes time. Look at this, Charlie, 7/10 of a second up on this lap, so I'll get him into the low 144 bracket. Really got down to pace quickly on the SDPG Racing Honda. Keep an eye on Jamie's time. I'm sure Jamie will rocket up the order. Speaking of rocketing up the order, Jan, 144.518 has gone up to P4. Adam now 144.2 has now gone up to P3. I do apologise, ladies and gents, we have got technical problems. I'm going to stop saying it now, but I'm sure you got the picture by now. I don't know what's going on stream, so please bear with me. I don't know if chat's coming through at the right time, so please just bear with me on that one. Charlie up to P3 now, 143.818 for the number 24, and JB goes to the top, 143.083 for the RD Racing Yamaha. Good luck that from Jamie. 5 minutes remaining of free practice 3. Ted is going a 10th faster at the moment, through the left, through the right. Oh, down he goes at Nelson there. Just clip the curb and down he goes. Let's have a look at Aaron then. Exact moves Kawasaki is in the pits. So lap times from yesterday, Dylan was top on combined standings, 142.300 against Jamie's 142.582. So Jamie was on good pace yesterday. Like we said, no Dylan, certainly for the first few sessions of the night. Well, let's get Jan then through the bomb hole and in towards Coram he goes now. This will put him into the high 143s, low 144 bracket. If we can just keep this one going on the Eden floor BMW Motorrad machine. Into Murray's then on the power on the big BMW, and up towards the line he goes, the Italian stallion. Oof. Here we go, over the line he goes. That's a 143.823, and that is Jan's PB lap of the weekend. Good lap that from Jan. And Adam's just popped up, 143.554 for Adam, goes up into P4. Brett's now up to second, 143.399. Very close between Brett and Ted. In terms of the lap times this weekend, there's only been a few hundredths between them. CS Auto's Ducati versus Malted R5L Yamaha. Speaking of Yamaha, let's have a look then at the RD Racing Yamaha, number 86 of Jamie then through Coram he goes now, and into Murray's. Nicely done, beautifully done that from Jamie, number 86, as he runs up towards the line now. Let's see, are we going to get a 142 from Jamie? We are indeed, 142.439. Wow, that is a scintillating lap time from the number 86. Okay, I can tell you now, ladies and gents, that the chat has gone off, so I cannot see any comments that I'll put in the chat. I do apologise on that one. Well, that is a scintillating lap from the RD Racing Yamaha. Number 86 has absolutely, well, annihilated the competition at the moment, hasn't he? Well, there we go. As Brett now pulls into the pits. Good lad, look at that. We like that. Good to see people using the pit lane as Ted goes on to another lap. 2 minutes remaining then of FP3 for the Superbikes. Next up will be a 15-minute qualifier for the Superbike riders. We will be quite ahead of schedule, so Ducati riders, get you set, just keep an eye on what's going on. We will probably be going with your session round about 20:08 for your qualifying session. And Superbikes, you're down to ride about 9:10 tonight. I think we should be going with that about 9:15, fingers crossed. Maybe even a little bit earlier. We'll see how we get on. But let's get this one finished and wrapped up. Jamie then coming in towards the bomb hole now. Nice, very close up actually. Let's have a look at these times. Very, very close times. Let's have a run down of the order then. Jamie on top, 142.4. Then we've got a 143.3 for Brett, 143.4 for Ted, a 143.5 for Adam, a 143.818 for Charlie, Jan on a 143.823, and Aaron on the exact moves Kawasaki on a 145.187. Whoa, look at that! Aaron's really making the Kawasaki work there, isn't he? Hard on the brakes into Agostini, round he goes, and he'll go as he'll head up towards Hamilton now. Nicely done, and in towards Oggy. So a minute remaining. Oh, free practice 3 then for the Superbikes as Jamie tips off at Palmer. Let's get Ted up towards the line then. Let's see whether Ted will improve. Over the line he goes now. No improvement on that lap, and that will be all she wrote for Ted in free practice 3. Oh, we've got some practice starts, ladies and gents. Oh, we've got Jan and Aaron doing a practice start. Nicely done. Very nice. And same for Aaron then. Brilliant stuff. Nicely done. From the exact moves Kawasaki into Brundle and Nelson. They will go, and the checkered flag is about to be shown for the Superbikes. And checkered flag is now out for free practice 3 for the Superbike runners, and it is Jamie that has topped FP3 ahead of Brett on the CS Autos Ducati with Super. Oh, that's a good lap from Brett. 143.077 right at the death. Super Ted there, 143.4 puts in P3. Then it's got Adam, Charlie, Jan, and Aaron rounding out the runners and riders in free practice 3, but the all-important qualifying session is on the way, ladies and gents. 15 minutes for the Superbike riders. That's all they're going to get tonight. No Q1 or Q2. Oh dear me, what has happened there? A humongous accident is what's happened there. So we're not going to show the mugshot anymore because I just cannot trust the technology to make me look like a prat like it did earlier. Right, so we've got Jamie, Brett, Ted, Adam, Charlie, Jan and Aaron rounding out the free practice 3 runners. Whew, there we go. Right, ladies and gents, so let's get the session set up for qualifying then for the SDPG British Superbikes. Looking forward to this one. We will see how they get on with this one. Well, let's see whether Jamie can replicate that performance from FP3. 15 minutes for Superbikes. And let's get this one underway. Right then, what we will do is we'll press on that one. We don't need to see a checkered flag, do we really? There we go, lovely stuff. Right, Superbike riders, your lobby is up. Let's make it rain because it's been pouring down here in Derbyshire. I'm only joking. Right, let's do that. So, as you will be seeing, ladies and gents, certainly later on we'll be having different lightings. So the sun will be. There was a few complaints about the lighting yesterday, but well, if everyone's bothered about that, then they can go and run somewhere else. J Marsh is serious. So we will. So yes, there will be lighting to contend with in this one. There'll be a lot to contend with. Right, so who are we? Oh dear, that's not looking good. So I've got no internet. Brilliant. So we have got protocols in place if we need to. Yep, Ted, we're going to do a 15-minute session, buddy. Everyone in. See, I've told you this about 5 times. Just clearly not listened. Get in. Everybody in. All Superbike riders, get yourselves in this session. Because we're just going to do one 15-minute qualifying session for Superbikes. No worries, my mate. No problem at all. Like we say, we've got protocols in place just in case we have severe technical issues. We will chuck a red flag out if we need to. Fingers crossed we don't, because that would really, really make me cry, and that's not something you want to hear or see. I can tell you now, right. Oh, dearie mate. Right, so there's Mason Roth, lovely stuff. Right, just waiting for Ted and Jan, and then we will be going with this one then. Oh, imposter. There we go. Lovely. Right, we'll go to the next screen. They can join then. Lovely. Brilliant stuff. There's Jan. Ted will not be far behind. There we go. Okie dokie. Lovely stuff. So we'll just get the riders sorted with their machines, and then we will head out for 15 minutes of Superbike qualifying. Then who will take that pole position? Well, it certainly will not be Dylan, because he's not here. Certainly for this part of the evening. Will he join us later? That is the question. Fingers crossed he will, but we will see when we go racing. 8 laps for Superbikes will be on the way in about 45 minutes time, ladies and gents. So looking forward to getting the Superbike riders out racing. Oh, excuse me. Oh, dearie me. Right. Are we ready? Awesome. It's time then for qualifying for the SD... Oh. Oh no, we got an imposter. Oh dear. Okay, right. Superbike's on the way next. Right, we're underway with qualifying. Apologies, Dill. That message came through at the wrong time. Apologies, buddy. But nothing we can do. Okay, qualifying underway for Superbike. So 15 minutes of qualifying action. Jan has took the front at Agostini. That has left him, well, with a poorly head. Let's get Jamie then through into Oggies. I can feel a good battle between Jamie and Dylan over the weekend, and that will of course mean that Dylan will be starting on the back of the grid in race number 1 later on. But we have seen from Dylan he can make his way through the field here at Snetterton. He's done it before, I'm sure he will do it again. But what will this man do on your screens? Can he get his first win of the season? Well, he came very close at excuse me, at Brands Hatch, got on the podium, got 2 out of 3 podiums. So we'll see whether Jamie can get on the top spot this weekend. Into Murray's then goes number 86, RD Racing Yamaha. Oh, clips the curb, and that's a mistake from the RD Racing Yamaha. As up to the line goes number 86, Jamie, 143.7. Super Ted, 144.7 for him. Who's that behind? Is that Joe? Yeah, I think it might have Mason G. Apologies. 144.5 for him. 144.1 for Brett. We saw in FP3 Jamie managed to get down to a 142.4, so he's not far off the pace. Good to see Mason G out there. Number 28, Malton R5L Yamaha. Really has had some good results of late. Has Mason been hovering around that podium battle, so we'll see whether he can keep up that form this weekend. Into Agostini he goes, half a second up. Lovely stuff. Nice helmet that from Mason. Big nod to Mason G on that one. Right then, let's go for a rundown of the order. Let's see whereabouts. Adam's just going through Agostini. Mason Roth's in the pits. Jan's over the line and on to his flying lap. Right. Charlie then into Murray's, and he's about to complete. Oh, he was about to complete a lap. I just ran wide there just to let Super Ted through. And he will go again with another flying lap. Joe then on your screen now. That's all right, Mason. No worries, mate. No problem at all, buddy. No worries. Into Brundle and Nelson then goes front row Joe, number 69, got Brett's just behind him. Oh, into the bomb hole, round the outside goes the CS Autos Ducati. I can't say it has, Dylan. I'll tell you a bit more about that later, mate. It's not been brilliant. Got to get them stretched in, Mason. You've got to get them stretched in for the season, mate. I get it, I get it. Right then, up towards the line goes Joe and Mason G to the top, 143.453. Mason to top spot, 143.659 for Brett. He managed to go a bit faster than that in free practice 3. Did Ashby's finest. 142.953. Adam goes to provisional pole position. Where did he pull? He pulled the rabbit out of the hat with that one. What a lap that is by the number 4 RK BMW. And he's got to provisional pole. No disrespect, Adam. I did not see that one coming, mate. Wow. Well, Adam's been threatening this all weekend. Very quick on the lap times, and he's on provisional pole. Wow, so it's Adam, Mason G and Brett, your front row at the moment, with Jamie, Ted and Aaron row number 2. Excuse me, with Joe, Charlie and Mason Roth on row number 3, and Jan rounding out the runners and riders at the moment, but it looks like Jan's just about to come round and finish a lap into Murray's. Jan managed to get into the 143.8 in FP3, so we'll see if we can get down to that sort of pace. In this one, over the line goes the Italian. Stallion 145.163 over in lap, puts him in P7. Charlie 144.397 for him. He goes P5. Well, there we go. Super Ted really could do with a lap here, just try and get himself on the front row. Now, I have a stat for you about Super Ted. Ted has not had a win in 14 races since the first race at Alton Park. Can you believe that? Just a bit of bad luck gone his way, and just things not quite worked out for the Super 1. But I'm sure he will be looking to get back on that top step this weekend. We'll see if he can do that. 7/10 up going into Brundle and Nelson. We have just seen Jamie go up to P2, 142.982 for Jamie, currently in second position at the moment. Through the bomb hole then for Ted. How's he doing on lap times? This will put him probably around 144.0. Don't think Ted will be quite happy with this performance at the moment. Luckily, he has got some time to replicate this. Let's get him into Murray's, the number 34. Nicely done on the power for the Super 1 and up towards the line now. Where will this put the Multidar 5L Yamaha? He goes P5, 143.734, only a tenth off Brett at the moment. And the gap between Brett and second place is it's a tie. We've got a tie for P2 at the moment between Ted and Dylan. And that gap is 46 points between first and second. After a technical glitch for Dylan, with just a handful of laps to go in the second race, sorry, the third race at Brands Hatch. Unfortunately, that left him on the sidelines. Oh, Jan's now got up to P7, 3,000ths of a second behind Charlie. So the pathway class at the moment is being led by Adam. Let's get Jamie then through Coram into Murray. So who's he got ahead of him? He's got Super Ted just up ahead of him. Through Murray's. Look at that beautiful line that from Jamie up towards the line goes the RD Racing Yamaha, and he goes provisional pole position, 142.879 for Jamie. Well, let's see if he can keep that going. Let's get Adam then through Coram and in towards Murray's now. Looks like he's on a bit of a slow lap on this one, but he will go again, I am sure, with another quick time. Still Mason G sat there in P3. Oh dear, they're ripping the microphone out of the controller. That's not a good idea. Well, that is a good showing from Adam for sure. Done a great job there. Jamie now through Agostini and in towards Hamilton he goes. Got Super Ted just up ahead of him. Brett's now gone up to third, 143.324, only to be beaten by Mason G at 143.292. Woohoo! That's going to be interesting between the pair of them. As we see Mason now in towards Montreal. Oh, just runs a little bit wide, but gathers it up nicely. Let's keep an eye on Ted's progress. 4/10 up at the moment. This will see him maybe get onto that front row of the grid. Through Brundle and Nelson. Into the bomb hole then. Oh, it's close between the two Yamahas and in towards Coram they go. Let's see whether Jamie can get a bit of a slipstream here from Ted. Into Murray's then. Let's get them round up towards the line then. Where will this put Super Ted? Will this be a front row for the Super One? Over the line he goes. It is! Ted goes front row. 143.258 for Super Ted. Just got Mason G just up ahead of him. We'll go for a rundown of the order in just a few moments. We've got just less than 6 minutes remaining of this one as Brett tips off at the chicane. Unlucky that for Brett as he pops back out onto circuit. Got Jan just up ahead of him. Good weekend this so far for Jan. Been improving his times well. I'm looking good on the BMW. Looking fantastic out there. There we go. Right. Over the line goes Brett. Jamie does an even quicker lap of 142.683. What a lap that was for Jamie. Good effort that. Let's go for a rundown of the runners and riders at the moment. So it is Jamie on provisional pole position ahead of Adam, who's had a stellar weekend so far with Super Ted in P3, keeps out of the way of Mason G, who's heading row number 2 ahead of Brett and Charlie, with Jan in P7 ahead of Joe and Mason Roth, and then Aaron just rounding up the runners and riders at the moment and is on his ear on that occasion. Unlucky that for Aaron, but he will get a couple more goes at this one. Through the bomb hole in towards Coram then. Nicely done for Jamie. Indeed it is. Dylan, indeed it is. Good lap from Adam on the RK BMW. Not the latest equipment for that team. Well, he's certainly done a cracking job, has Adam. Up towards the line then for Jamie. Any improvements for him? A 142.342. That's nearly matched Dylan's pace excuse me, from yesterday. Woohoo! Oh, we're in for a good race later on, ladies and gents. Right then, so 4 minutes remaining of this one then. And well, let's see whether Brett can get himself onto certainly the head of the second row, if not onto the front row of the grid. Let's keep an eye on Brett's lap as he goes into Agostini. Mason Ross jumped up to P8, 144.953 from Mason. Fantastic. Oh, as Brett has tipped off at Hamilton. Not looking too easy for Ashby's finest or championship leader coming into this one. Oh, well. Might not be all his own. Might not get it all his own way this weekend. As Charlie there runs wide at Montreal. And we'll go on another lap. Let's have a look at number 57. The Eden Floor BMW of Jan. As he heads down towards Agostini now. Hard on the brakes. Oh, he's a 10th up on this lap, so if he can keep this one going, that will put him into P6 and onto the second row of the grid. Into Hamilton, he's run wide and on the grass, and he aborts mission on that one. He's got 3 minutes to set another lap time. Let's have a look then at Mason Roth on the HPR Honda as he heads down towards Brundle and Nelson. We'll just keep an eye on the timing tower to the left of your screen to see whether there's any improvements. 2.5 tenths off is Mason on this lap, so he's gonna he is gonna need a hell of a final sector to improve on this one. Through the bomb hole and in towards Coram. Next up, ladies and gents, is the SDPG Academy Monster 1200 Cup qualifying. 15 minutes for those guys. Like we said yesterday, if we get 5 riders or more, we will run the session. If we get less than that, we will not run it. Grid order will be based off championship positions. There we go. Over the line for Mason Roth, and no improvement on that lap. Jamie up towards the line now. No improvement for him on that lap. Whereabouts is Brett? Brett is just coming up towards the bomb hole now. Through the bomb hole. On the power into Coram he goes. Ashby's finest, number 52. Nicely done into Murray's then. Let's see whether Brett can improve. There has been a bit of a mover further back. The front row Joe goes on to the middle of row number 3, 144.718 for Joe. Over the line for Brett, and no improvement for him. Where's Super Ted? Box, Mason G. Down towards Brundle and Nelson. Oh, he's pushing that. He is up on this lap, so that could bump Super Ted onto the head of the second row of the grid. Through the bomb hole then and in towards Coram he goes now. Through Coram for the number 28 machine. Into Murray's looking good. This is looking a good final sector. Let's see what he can do then. Up towards the line with less than a minute remaining. Does Mason G go to the front row? He does! Mason G goes into P3 at 143.131 for the number 28 and goes onto the back of row number 1. Brett might just be able to get this lap finished, so it's all or nothing for the championship leader. At the moment, Jamie is sat on provisional pole position down towards the chicane then for Brett. 2 tenths off at the moment. I don't think he will be able to improve on this lap. Well, I've been wrong many times before, and I'm sure I'll be wrong on this occasion, as Brett has now tipped off at the bomb hole, and checkered flag is now out for the Superbike riders. And well, what a session that was. Jamie then is on pole position, his first pole of the season ahead of Adam. What a stellar ride that has been from Adam, with Mason G rounding out row number 1. Super Ted in P4 and heading the second row of the grid ahead of championship leader Brett, and Charlie rounding out the second row of the grid. Row 3 will be Jan, Joe and Mason Roth, as James doing a bit of motocross in the background. And row number 4, ladies and gents, we'll see Aaron and the rider that's in form, Dylan, Yorkshire's Top Rack, will be starting on the back of the grid for race number 1 when we go with that one in about half an hour's time. There you go, ladies and gents. That is qualifying done for Superbikes. Let me just take a quick screenshot of that. Make sure we've got plenty. Well, there we go. Right. Up next, ladies and gents, we have got the SDPG Ducati Monster 1200 Cup. Let's see how we're doing for times. How far ahead are we? Quite a lot. Yes, quite a lot. We're about 25 minutes ahead at the moment, so that should be okay. So, Superbike riders, your race will be brought forward. So, be prepared for everything. Okay, so, Ducati Monster riders. We'll see how we go, Charlie, mate. But if we do, I will call... But, oh, dearie mate. No, get off. I'm not here. I don't want to see the bad hairline. That's what it is. Right, there we go. Well, I've put a red flag on. What a tit. Absolute pillock. Okay, right, we've got 2 in. We've got 2 people raring to go. We've got George and we've got Vinny. Nice. We've got Adam. That's 3. 2 more, and we'll run it. Let's change the time. Oh, hey! There we go. Let's have... Yeah. Anyone want... Oh, no, wrong one, you pillock. Anyone want a Sunset Superbike race? Yeah. That sounds fun, doesn't it? That sounds fun. Yeah, Ryan's going to love that. Cool. There we go. Oh, brilliant. Well, hey, we've got enough numbers. We are running this session. Get in there. That's what we like. We don't like to be cancelling sessions. It's just not good, people. We'll get into how the championship looks when we get into this session. Very close in the battle for P2 in this class. So we'll get into the next screen. I don't know whether anyone else is joining. Not sure at this present moment. I just don't know. I'm sure Jordan will be on the way in a second. So we'll just give the riders a couple of minutes. We'll try and get 20 minutes ahead. Who's that? Let's join an imposter. What an imposter. Oh, Mason G's here. Oh, hello, Mason. I was not expecting to see Mason G here. There we go. And we got Jordan as well. Fantastic. Lovely stuff. Right, we'll just get... I don't know if Joe is joining us. Okay, we'll go with this one in just a second. But yes, we'll get into the championship in just a second. Oh, look at that. As soon as we say him, there he is. Lovely stuff. Brilliant. Right. We'll just let Joe get onto the Ducati, and then we will get on with this one then. Lovely stuff. Let's get... if Jan wants to join Dylan, of course he can. I suppose, make up the numbers. Tell him he needs to hurry up, because we're not good all night. I can only say that because me and Jan are good pals. I'll say that. He's on his way. Fantastic. Thank you, Dill. Very Italian. Always just turn up last minute, really. Right then. Okay, just waiting for a second. 15 minutes of qualifying action, and then we go racing, ladies and gents. After this one, it is all racing. Lovely stuff. We'll tell you a bit more about this class for Season 2 when we get into the session. So we will bring you up to speed with that one. Okay, we're going to go in just a second. Oh, no, TV's going to turn off. Don't do that. Okay, right. Jan's now not turning up. Brilliant stuff. Okay, let's go with this one then. 15 minutes of qualifying on the way next for the Ducati Monster 1200 Cup. Right, before this session gets underway, ladies and gents, just going to have a quick drink, and I'll be back with you in just a second. Right, there we go. I've always said that, Dill, to be honest with you, mate. Oh, no. What? Right, well, that's brilliant, isn't it? Yeah, let's just kick an Xbox player, why don't we? Set a trend. Be consistent, milestone. All right, shut up, Sean. Right, let's go. Oh, dearie me. Okay. Qualifying for the SDPG Academy Monster 1200 Cup is well underway. And already with 30 seconds into the session. Coming into this round then, it is Connor that is 72 points in the lead of this one, ahead of Liam, who is in turn 4 points ahead of Adam, who is in turn 2 points ahead of Scotty Too Hottie, and then Scott's 2 points ahead of Joe. So it's very tight in the standings for the battle for P2. That is going to be an interesting one. Keep an eye on that one, ladies and gents, throughout the rest of this season. That's going to be fantastic to watch. Right then, so like we said earlier, this class is changing for Season 2 of the Academy. We are going to be running a sports bike sort of theme here at the Academy. It will be all sports bikes, and we'll be running the Ducati V2 Cup. Well, there we go. So it'll be Ducati V2s. There we go. That will be interesting. We've already got quite a bumper entry list for that one already. We will reveal a little bit closer to Season 2 of the Academy. And if you've missed our preview show a couple of weeks ago, you will have missed the fact that the Academy is having a bit of a rebrand. We are going to be called BSEC, which stands for British Superbike Esports Championship. So there we go. We're making a big effort. Why not? Right then, let's get the opening times on the board as we've seen Vinny hurtle round on the number 55 machine. Over the line goes Vinny now, 148.4 for him, 147.1 already for Mason G. Goes top of the times. Jordan in P2, Liam in third. Then we've got Joe, the number 69 machine, in P5. Let's get George through Murray's and up towards the line for the number 93. Where will this put him? Over the line he goes, 146.817. He goes top, ladies and gents. Top of the times for George. Good luck that from the number 93. Right then, so still early stages of this one then. Apologies, ladies and gents. Just got to make the young one a bottle. It's not good really, but things you got to do as a father. But we will still continue this commentary because we are professional-ish. Right, let's go for a rundown of the runners and riders in this one. We have got George, Mason and Jordan, your front row of the grid, with Liam, Vinny and Guy. Good to see Guy out there this weekend on row number 2. Then we've got Joe Connor, who's probably made a mistake on his first lap, and Adam rounding out the third row of the grid. Okay, so oh, excuse me, Connor was off there. Now Oggies, we've still got 11 and a half minutes to get a lap time on the board. Coming up next, ladies and gents, is the first instalment of Superbike racing action this weekend. Looking forward to getting that one underway. It will be slightly earlier than the timetable suggests. Whoa! George on a Marc Marquez. Good man. Oh, Aaron, tell me about it, mate. It's as you will know, mate. As you will know, it's just a pain in the you-know-what. Oh, as George has tipped off at Coram. Did he take Connor out? No, not quite. Not quite. Right, anyone to say like Adam to pole. Adam to pole, 146.816. Oh, he's got 1,000th quicker than George. Of course, yeah, of course, milestone. Yep, absolutely. So, number 77 then on the pole position currently lies third in the standings, like we said earlier, and he will be looking to get into that P2 in this championship at this round. Oh, as Adam tips off there at Palmer. Looks to be a good circuit for Adam does this one, so we'll see what he can do in Superbikes when they get going in a short while. Well, let's go for a rundown of the order because it has changed. Adam, George and Jordan, your front row. Good front row that. Joe, Mason and Vinny row number 2 with Liam, Guy and Connor. Just having a bit of a difficult start to this one at the moment. I'm sure he will shoot up the order at some point. But we'll see what happens as just less than 10 minutes of this one to go. Let's actually keep an eye on Connor as he goes through Oggies in towards Williams then. Nicely done for the number 9. Like we say, leading this championship by 72 points. That's nearly 3 race wins. Ahead is Connor. If he has a good weekend here, that could really propel him into good territory in the coming races. This will see him onto the front row if he can just keep this lap going. Through the bomb hole then, in towards Coram goes the number 9. Whoa! Look at that! Woohoo! Through Coram then into Murray's. I bet that won't have slowed him down at all. Jordan now up to P3 with an improvement lap time, 146.942. Liam up to P4, 147.0 for him. Over the line for Connor, it's pole. It is pole, a 146.231, a provisional pole position for the number 9 of Connor. Just took his time. George up to P2, 146.463 for George. Good luck that from the number 93. Let's see whether Adam can respond on this one. Number 77 into Coram he goes now, through Coram into Murray's. Just got Guy up ahead. Mason G up to P3 now, 146.679. So Adam's been shuffled back down to the head of row number 2. Over the line then goes Adam. And no improvement on that lap. Jordan still in P5. Good run this from Jordan. Looking really strong this weekend on both the Ducati and the Supersport machine. It's down towards Brundle and Nelson then. Oh, he's not far off through sector 2. Oh, that looked very tiny from the number 23. I say that, he lights it up well, doesn't he? Woohoo! Out of the chicane he goes, into the bomb hole then, and up towards Coram. Nice done. I think the spectators have been a little bit optimistic with the sun parasols. Mind you, it's a lovely day out there. It's a lovely day. Lovely day. Let's stop singing. Into Murray's then. Goes number 23. Head down. Up towards the line for Jordan. Let's see if this will be an improvement. Lap time. No, not on that occasion. Just lost a little bit of time on that final sector. Let's have a look at Liam then. Down towards Brundle and Nelson. Going a couple of tenths up, so where will that see it? That will see him go onto the head of row 2, so again a couple of spots if we can keep this going. Into the bomb hole there, and Connor's gone even faster, 146.129 for the number 9. Could be your champion in this one. Literally, you could have it wrapped up at Alton Park. It's just incredible. We will show you the calendar after, before we go tonight. 146.331 for George has gone a little bit quicker, as we see Mason G getting in behind Liam. Then up to the line goes number 44, and does go to the head of the second row of the grid with a 146.698. Not too far behind Mason G. Good lap that from Liam. He's certainly got to try and get ahead of Connor and try and beat him. Otherwise, he'll be handed the championship to Connor. Mason G just missed his braking marker ever so slightly there, and clipped the back of Liam on that lap. He will go again with another lap. Let's have a look then at let's have a look at Joe. We're not seeing much of Joe. Number 69, front row Joe, currently at the head of the third row of the grid. Good lap times from everybody, 1.6 seconds covering the whole field. Well, that is remarkable. That's all I'm going to say. Into Williams then goes front row Joe, just shy of 6 minutes remaining of this one. Down towards the chicane goes Joe, currently lying in 4th and 5th in the standings. Is Joe very close to his fellow competitors? Let's see whether he can get up inside that top 6. Through the bomb hole then, in towards Coram now for Joe. Nice line through, that's right on board with the number 69. Into Morrison. Oh, clips the sausage curve. Just about keeps it on the track for Joe. Let's get him up to the line then. See whether this will be an improvement. Over the line he goes. 147.192 is his personal best. Let's have a look at Guy then. Not seen much of Guy this weekend. Wasn't out yesterday in Supersport or the Ducatis. As he goes up towards the line to start a flying lap. Just shy of 5 minutes remaining of this one then. It is nearly time to go racing, ladies and gents, with Superbikes. That follows this one. 8 laps for Superbikes coming up after this Ducati session. Whoa, guys, doing a bit of motocross. I like it. I like the style. Into Montreal for the number 83 on the power. He goes down towards Palmer now. Nicely done. Great stuff that from Guy. Oh, using the curve as he runs down towards Agostini now. Hard on the brakes for the number 83. Matched his personal best then through sector 1 as he goes towards Hamilton now. Has there been any changes in the top 6? No, not. I thought there had been. Looks like Adams improved though. 146.761 for him. Is Connor circulating? He is. He's going down towards Agostini now. As we see Guy through Williams then. Is there a road cone on the apex there? Looks like there might be. Down towards the chicane then for Guy. Mason G's improved. 146.562 for the number 28. To Brundle and Nelson then. Guy now heads towards the bomb hole. Oh, using some of the AstroTurf there was number 83 through Coram then. Got George just behind him. Good run this from George. Currently sat in the middle of the front row. Through Murray's then. And up towards the line goes the number 83. Over the line for Guy. No improvement on that lap. Oh, Liam has improved though. Goes up to P3, a 1:46.533. Mason G has nothing to answer with that, so no response from him. Connor then still circulating, a couple of tenths faster than George. As over the line goes Connor, 1:45.865. I think that's job done. For Connor. Great stuff that from the number 9 machine. Well, your front row at the moment. Whoa, hey, look at that. That's laying on the style. The current front row is Connor, George, and Liam. Your provisional front row with Mason G, Adam, and Jordan on row number 2, with Joe, Guy, and Vinny on row 3, and Scott will round out the runners and riders when we go racing with the Ducatis tomorrow. Okay then, so less than 2 minutes remaining of this one. Connor's just doing a bit of grass tracking, a bit of motocross, why not? George is coming up towards the line now. I think that lap time of Connor's will be safe, but you never know. You never know. Into Murray's then goes the number 44 of Liam as he heads up towards the line now. See what this time's going to be from him. No improvement on that one, so it's all just calmed down a bit now. Let's have a look. Whereabouts is Mason G? Coming into Murray's now. Nice done for the number 28. Let's see whether this will put him... Oh, getting very close to the pit wall there. I tell you what, we said Connor's time's pretty safe. It isn't. Adam has gone to provisional pole position at 1:45.861 for the number 77. He's put himself provisional pole. Whilst Connor's doing so much grass tracking, Adam's gone pole position. Mason G's gone to 3rd. Holy moly. Well, what an end this has been to the Ducatis. It's still not over yet as we get George down the back straight then. What a lap that's been from Adam. I do not believe that. Into Brundle and Nelson for George. He's not too far off his PB. Oh, he got a slide on there out of Brundle and Nelson. Into Coram then for George. Checker flag about to be shown for the Ducatis. No, it's not, because the technology is now not working. Brilliant. Well, checker flag is out, ladies and gents. I can tell you that. And well, it's Adam that's on pole position, ahead of Connor and Mason G, your front row. Wow, what a front row that is. Second row of George, Liam and Jordan, with Joe, Guy and Vinny rounding out the runners and riders in the Ducatis. Well, what a session that has been. I do apologise, ladies and gents, how the technology has completely... Well, it's just done a number 2, really. That's just not pleasant. Right, come on. Wakey, wakey. We've got a broadcast to do. Oh, there you go, ladies and gents. 4,000ths of a second, Adam takes pole position by. Let's confirm those times. We'll take a screenshot of that. There we go. Fantastic stuff. Okay. Are we ready, ladies and gents, for some Superbike action? Of course we are. Yes! It is time for Superbikes to go racing. 8 laps for the Superbike riders. I will try and get technology sorted and get the grid up. It's going to be a bit difficult, but we will work our way through it. Just bear with me. I tell you what, let's get the lobby set up, and whilst everyone's joining, we'll sort the grid. Nope, we don't want that. We want that. I know what I'm doing, really. Just winging it. Nice. So, here we go. About to triple task. That's not going to end well, Seamus. You know this. It won't. Lovely. Right, let's see. Is that the grid? It's the grid. Okay, right, lovely stuff. So, whew. Okie dokie. Right, the technology is currently thinking about working, so you'll have to bear with us. You may see Ducati qualifying. You'd know it's not because we're now going racing with Superbikes. Pow, we're ready. Are we though? Yes, we are. Look at that. And we'll get an early finish, ladies and gents. It'll be an early finish to proceedings tonight. Right, let's get everybody in. Okay, I think that is everybody. Oh no, we're missing someone. Hey, there's Mason Roth. Lovely. Right, just bear with me 2 seconds. Let's go to the next screen. I'll try and get the technology to work. Which, triple tasking. It's not going well. Right, Dylan, unfortunately, is not on pole position. Back of the... Oh, hang on, we are still missing someone. Who are we missing? We're missing Jan. No, he's there. Okay, we'll figure it out. Is Joe in? Yep, Joe's in. Right, so it's Jamie on pole. Charlie, of course. Apologies, Charlie. Adam in P2. Good showing that from Adam. And then we've got Mason G on the front row. Super Ted. Brett. And then it is Charlie. And then it's Jan, Joe, Mason Roth, Aaron, and Dylan. There we go. There we go, ladies and gents. That is your grid. Possibly, Charlie, mate. That might have been a V2 you saw. No worries at all, mate. No problem at all. You're here. You're raring to go. That's what we like. Right, we're ready for a sunset race. Nope. Good. Right, ladies and gents. Riders, I hope you're ready for this, because I am. Right, let's see what can Dylan do from the back of the grid. Can Jamie get his first win? What can Adam and Mason G do? What can they do? I don't know. Let's just get on with it. Right, race 1. Superbikes on the way next. Let's have it. So here we go then, ladies and gents. Riders are making their tyre decisions. We've got medium soft for the front 4 runners. Brett's gone with the medium. Charlie's gone medium soft. We've got medium soft 4. Jan and Joe, Mason Roth still making tyre choice. Aaron and Dylan go for the medium soft. Wow, so not too many differences, should I say, between the tyres of this one. Just wait for Mason to make sure he's ready. We've got medium soft now for Mason Roth. And he's ready. Right, so I'll be ready then, ladies and gents. 8 laps in the setting sun here in Norfolk. Let's go racing. Good luck, riders. Let's see. Can we have a clean first lap? Let's find out. So the RD Racing Yamaha, Jamie on pole position. Red lights are they're still not plugged them in. And we're on the way. Excuse me. For this one, that's a good start from Superbike, that looks like. Coming through from the second row of the grid. Adam's going to take the lead. Into turn 110's going grass tracking. He's managed just to keep it on though. Who's that flying through the order? I have no idea. Good start that from Adam. Whoa, there was contact. Jan, Jamie, and Mason G all down there by the looks of it. Oh, I think Aaron also got caught up in that one. Look at that from Dylan up to 3rd. Oh my goodness, what a start that's been. Joe that in P4, Martin R50 Yamaha Super 10 now going up to P4, is he? Round the outsider, Joe. He has done that, but what a start from Adam. Great start that from the arcade BMW. And he's already stretching the field as Dylan up to 2nd now. But Brad will get the cut back through Hamilton and will retake the position. Let's not forget, ladies and gents, there is a 46-point gap between the two CS Autos Ducatis, and Dylan's riding all over the show here. He's absolutely all over the place. Needs to just settle down. It's a long race. Contact there between Ted and Dylan. These two are fighting for P2 in the championship. Good start from Charlie in P5 on the SDPG Racing Honda. Down the inside goes Dylan. Oh, that got close between the two of them, but they both keep it on. But meanwhile out front, RK BMW of Adam is pulling away 6/10 to the good on this opening lap of the Superbike race. Through Coram he goes then, leading the pack, doing a good job. Brett hot on his heels. Can he make this 4 wins on the trot? Oh, Ted's down, he's clipped the grass. I just saw that out the corner of my eye. Clips the grass, down he goes into Murray's. He will be furious. Not a good rejoin that. That was a good rejoin from Ted. Here comes Brett though, having a look down the inside of Adam. Not going to work on that occasion. Dylan is closing that gap between himself and his teammate. Right, let's all just take a moment. Let's have a breath. Let's cool. Let's have some chill in the house. Right, so Adam leading ahead of Brett and Dylan, with Charlie, Joe, Mason Roth and Jan all having a battle here for P4. Mason G, Aaron, Ted and Jamie all battling. P8, that got a bit close and personal between the two Yamahas. We'll keep an eye on the timing tower, see for any shakers and movers in this one. Look at this. This is familiar territory. We're seeing RK BMW and 2 CS Autos Ducatis. This is the best showing that we've seen from Adam all season long. And of course we're referring to when Christie was here. He was out front battling these guys as Brett takes the lead through Williamson down the back straight, side by side between the pair of them. Not much in terms of speed difference between the BMW and the Ducati, but Brett later on the brakes and will take the lead into the chicane. Into the bomb hole then on the second time of asking. Long way to go for these guys. Looks like Ted has tipped off a bit further back as well. Potentially, yes he has. They've just dropped off the back of Jamie and Mason G. Right, Brett's going here. The hammer is being put down. Dylan could do to get past Adam as soon as he can. I'm not saying Adam's slowing him up, but if he wants to go with his teammate, he's going to have to try and make the move into Richie's. The number 1 makes the move. No, there's contact. Down they go. Excuse me. Oh, dearie me. Right, well, Adam's got off the circuit, and Dylan's now back down to P6. Oh, Joe just levers Mason Roth aside into Montreal. Mason Roth won't take that line down. Good showing from the pair of them. Into Palmer then. Right, Dylan's wide at Palmer. This is not going well for Dylan. Good recovery ride, though. Meanwhile, out front, Brett is 2.8 seconds to the good ahead of Charlie, who had his best result at Brands Hatch, and he finished P2. Is he on for a P2 here? Well, Dylan is trying to make his way through the field, so he's going to have to try and fight off. Dylan is Charlie, and Dylan is now up to P5, CS Autos Ducati. Make his way through. There was a crash in the background. Who was that? I think that was Jamie. It was indeed RD Racing Yamaha. Has tipped off at Hamilton. Unlucky that for the number 86. But meanwhile, out front, Ashby's finest pulling away. 3.6 seconds to the good. Mr. Consistent on his way to a 4th straight win. Look at this between Adam and Charlie. On the brakes into Brundle and Nelson. Dylan leaves aside Mason Roth. Excuse me. Oh, dearie me. Right, Dylan now up to P4. Jan not far behind these guys either, and is well in the hunt. But Adam is now pulling away from Charlie. But is he going to close the gap to Brett out front? Well, Brett's Mr. Consistent in SDPG. It's going to take a lot for these guys to close that gap down to Ashby's finest. Through the final corner then goes the battle for P2. Let's keep an eye on this one, because look at this. We've got 5-6 riders battling for this one. That's the flash over the line now. It is a 6-rider train. Mason G not far behind this group either. Adam, Charlie and Dylan is the slight break up. Oh, we've had a faller. I think that was Joe that's tipped off. Jan's gone off in the background. Unlucky that for Joe. Well, as things stand at the moment, it will be Brett that will extend his championship lead going into tomorrow. Anything can happen. Through Palmer then goes this battle for P2. We've got Adam, we've got Charlie, we've got Dylan. Dylan going around the outside into Agostini. That's not going to work? No move made there. Ted's now up to P9, got past Jamie and Aaron, and Dylan now does make the move into Hamilton and is now up to P3. Through Oggies then they go. Adam's just got a nice buffer, 0.8 of a second, lap 4 of 8. Brett's not really pulled away much here from Adam, 3.6, 3.8 seconds. That gap is hovering around. As down the back straight then goes the arcade BMW, a good showing from the number 4, doing a fantastic job into Brundle and Nelson. He goes in towards the bomb hole now. In the background I can see the two Masons having a bit of a scrap. Oh no, Charlie's tipped off at the bomb hole. Oh, he slipped off at the bomb hole and has now dropped to P7. Unlucky that for the SDPG Racing Honda rider. And Mason G now back up to P4. Got Mason, Roth and Jan not too far behind. Over the line then goes these guys. Looks like Charlie's tipped off again at Murray's. Let's have a look. And Ted's now up to P8. Oh no, what's happened to Dylan? Dylan's down at Rich's. Oh, just pushing hard to try and close the gap to Adam. And well, it has backfired. Oh, unlucky that for the CS Autos Ducati. He knew he needed a good weekend here. Needed to get some points back on Brett. And well, in this one, it's not going to happen, I don't think. Meanwhile, Ashby's finest, keeping himself out of trouble and doing what he did at Brands Hatch. Is he on for another triple? Well, we will find out. There's only 2 riders that have done a triple so far this season. What we mean by that is taking all 3 race wins in the race weekend. That is the 2 CS Autos Ducatis. Brett and Dylan have done a fantastic job. Through Williams then and into the back straight then goes Ashby's finest championship leader. Adam has had a really strong showing this weekend and looking really good. As we go on to the back straight then, the 2 Masons are hot on his heels. Good showing this from Mason Roth, who's sat there in P4. Got Jan just behind, with Dylan not too far behind as well. Jan's overcooked it. Jan has overcooked it through the chicane. Oh, and he's tipped off. He's tipped off the BM. That is unlucky there for Jan. Let's Joe through. A good rejoin that from the number 57. Right then, as we get the riders through Murray's now, here comes Brett then, Ashby's finest over the line. Start lap 6 at 1:43.652. Let's have a look at the lap times then. Over the line goes Adam, 1:44.5, 1:43.1 from Mason Cheek. Oh, just missed Dylan's time there. Mason Roth is in a low 1:44. So good effort this from Mason Roth. Oh, what's happened to Ted? Oh, something happened to Ted there. He's back now. That was a bit strange. Right then, lap 6 of 8 then. Can Dylan get past the 2 Masons? It's going to be tough. This is going to be tricky. Well, Adam's still on for a good P2 here. RK BMW back on the podium. Good to see. Adam's done a great job. Really has done a good job since stepping up into Superbikes. And this will be his best result of the season. Dylan looks like he's about to move. In the background on Mason Roth, he has indeed. The number 1 overtakes the number 36. I think all Dylan has to do now is just try and use his head here. Just try and get a good position on the grid for tomorrow's starting grid. That's very important that you can get a good position. Head of the second row, you should be able to do something from there. Onto the back straight then. What did you see, Mason Roth? Broad sideways there through Williams. Fair play, well done Mason, well held Sunshine, well held. Into the bomb hole then goes Ashby's finest. I think he's got this one sewn up. If he can just keep this rubber side down for another 2 laps in a corner, he has certainly got this one. Adam is doing a good job in P2. Mason G's closing the gap down slightly. I don't know whether I don't think Dylan's closing the gap down too much on Mason G. Over the line then goes our leaders. Excuse me, onto the penultimate lap then. 4.8 seconds is the gap between Brett and Adam. Mason G hot on the heels in 3rd, Dylan in 4th, Mason Roth in 5th, Jan in 6th. Super Ted and Charlie having a good battle for P7. And then we've got Joe, Jamie and Aaron. Not had a good race as Jamie from pole position to P10. That will not be what he was looking for in this one. But Brett is still doing a good job out front. We're going to keep an eye on this one then. The battle between Adam and Mason G as they run down towards Agostini. Will Dylan just settle now for a P4? That'll be the head of the second row for tomorrow's race. And a good recovery ride from the back of the grid from Dylan. Well, this gap now between second and third is a second between Mason G and Adam into Williams. Onto the back straight, that's right on board with the number 28, Mason G, down towards Brundle and Nelson for the penultimate time. He's on a PB here. Is Mason G into the chicane. Oh, he's overcut that slightly at Nelson. I think that could be his chance gone of that P2, unless there's a mistake a bit further ahead. Through Coram then for the penultimate time. Meanwhile, onto the pit straight. Ashby's finest and your championship leader is about to start his final lap. Here he is then. Over the line he goes. Brett, 144.2. Good lap time. They just got to keep doing that. 143.7 from Adam. That is a cracking lap time. Mason Roth just dropped off the back of Dylan on this one. Well, your top four will be as well, be status quo if they just keep it rubber side down for the remainder of this lap. Mason G gained a hell of a lot of time into Montreal, but lost it. Just went in a little bit too quick there into Palmer. He's pushing a bit too hard here, is Mason G. I want to say on the Malted R5L Yamaha. Just got to keep it rubber side down. A podium is a good, solid job on the number 28. Oh, Adam runs a little bit wide at Agostini, but we'll cut it back to a late apex. Into Hamilton then for the final. Oh, for the final time. Adam's run off the track and Mason G will take this one into Oggies, will he? The side by side. And Mason G has taken it. Right, here we go then. Into Williams on the power. Down towards Brundle and Nelson. Mason G had a good run there. Onto the back straight. Into Brundle and Nelson they go. Nicely done. It looks like Mason G might just have enough in this final sector. We will keep an eye. Oh, Dylan's tipped off at the bum hole on the final lap. Mason Roth might nip past here, but let's keep an eye on that one. But your race winner, 4 wins out the last 4 races. Brett wins. Brett has taken the win here in the first race. Mason G, good ride, P2. Adam, P3. And it will be Dylan that's going to take P4, is he? Just ahead of Mason Roth. Good run that from Mason Roth. A P6 for Jan, P7 for Ted, P8 for Charlie. Good ride that from Charlie. P9 for Jamie. I'm sure he'll probably be disappointed with that one. Finishing P9 from pole position. A P10 then for Joe, and Aaron will round out the runners. Oh, and riders in that one. Oh dear, that's cost Ted a couple of quid. Oh dearie me. So there you have it, ladies and gents. That is all she wrote. And Jamie with the fastest lap, 142.5. That is incredible work from Jamie. Well done to all the riders there. Whew! Okay, right, let's breathe. Let's go through the final results then. It is Brett that takes the win ahead of Mason G. A great ride from Adam in P3. Dylan, whew, he had to work for that one at the end, but Dylan finishes P4 ahead of Mason Roth. Jan in P6, Super Ted in P7, Charlie in 8th, Jamie in 9th, Front Row Joe in P10, and Aaron rounding out the runners and riders in that one. All right then, ladies and gents, let's get the camera all set up. There we go. Well done, everybody, on that one. Right, that's all she wrote for tonight, ladies and gents. Thank you very much for joining us. Tomorrow we have got 5 races, 2 Supersport, 2 Superbike, and a Ducati Monster 1200 cut race of breaking. We cannot wait. Well, Brett's extended his championship lead once again. Let's see whether he can do the same again tomorrow. Well done to all the riders, and thank you very much for watching. Well, an early finish. Hey, let's go to the pub. No, I'm only joking. Right, I'll see you all tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your evening, guys. See you later.